Hello, and welcome to the Retro Byte Show. My name is Brock, and today we're talking about Donkey Kong Country port. Donkey Kong started his roots with a game titled Donkey Kong. The game stars Donkey Kong, a huge ape who gets tired of Mario, at the time called Jumpman, and Donkey Kong steals his girlfriend Pauline and goes to the top of a construction site. In this game, you play as Jumpman, who is, surprisingly, a man who jumps over barrels thrown by Donkey Kong. This game was a major success for Nintendo. They made 2 sequels, and Jumpman became his own franchise. Other than a few releases and ports of Donkey Kong, the awesome ape was left to rot. But then a game called Donkey Kong Country was made in 1994. The game had pre-rendered computer graphics, made by the same computers they used to make Jurassic Park. The game starred Donkey Kong's grandson, who is also known as Donkey Kong, on a wild platforming adventure to get back to his banana hoard, which was stolen from the dastardly King K. Rool. The game had many fun levels and songs. While it wasn't the most well-designed game, it was still fun and its graphics were good. Reviewers praised the game for its good graphics and soundtrack. But that begs the question, could this game work on lesser hardware such as the Game Boy? The answer is yes, because 1 year later, the world was introduced to Donkey Kong Land. It wasn't an exact port of the game, but it was more of a remixed version of it. It used the same assets, but with different levels. But if you still don't believe me, the official story of the game, Cranky basically says that the only reason why Donkey Kong Country was so popular was because of its graphics. DK wanted to prove Cranky wrong, which is why Donkey Kong Land exists, basically, in universe. Donkey Kong Land has huge sprites, which cause the screen to be very zoomed in. This leads to many times where you can't see an enemy and it catches you by surprise, or you have to make a leap of faith and hope there is a platform to land on. The game at the time got great reviews, but it seemed that the mindset had changed for the game, and it had shifted very heavily, with more negative reviews more often than not. Later that year, Donkey Kong Country 2 was released, and of course, the following year, Donkey Kong Land 2 was released. Donkey Kong Land 2 shrinks the sprites and is much more of a straight port of DKC 2. This makes it a much more enjoyable game, and it is widely agreed to be better than Donkey Kong Land 2. Donkey Kong Land 3 is more the same, but what makes Donkey Kong Land 3 the best of the trilogy is that it was the only game to get a Game Boy Color remake. Who'd have thought a port of a port would exist? This version is the way to play the game, as you can now easily see the difference between the colors of the background, and there's colors. But there's a catch. The game was only released in Japan. Speaking of Game Boy Color, there's a port of Donkey Kong Country for it. For a port of a Super Nintendo game to the GBC, Donkey Kong Country for GBC is pretty good. Donkey Kong Country Game Boy Color was just Donkey Kong Country, but portable now. It has bonus games and extra added content. The game had to be zoomed in to be able to fit the resolution of the Game Boy Color screen. Rare tried to fix it by adding a camera that jumps side to side when you face different directions. The sprite work is really good, and it's a great version of Donkey Kong Country. It even has the menus of DK64. But there are some issues. As you can imagine, the Game Boy Color has a hard time running the game. Sometimes I died because the sprites were flickering. Also, it's hard, so I suggest newcomers to DKC to play the SNES version of the game, and play this one after they get more skilled. This game is a great port of the original, but if you're a noob to DKC, then this game is not for you. Our next port of Donkey Kong Country is the Donkey Kong Country GBA trilogy. These games are almost exact ports of the original trilogy, but with new bonus games like the GBC port. Also, they had to redo all the backgrounds and sprites because the old models were lost to time or in a format the modern computers couldn't read. They also had cutscenes, so people who didn't read the instruction books in the 90s could know why a huge ape is beating up crocodiles. For me, this was a good addition because I can't read. So usually, that's where YouTubers end, but that's just the first 3 Donkey Kong Country games. There's so many more. In 2010, Retro Studios released a little game called Donkey Kong Country Returns. The game was a return to the original formula for Donkey Kong games because Donkey Kong Jungle Beat doesn't exist. The game was ported to the 3DS and it improved on many things, but the only thing that really matters is that the pointless motion controls got taken out. Unfortunately, the game now runs in half the resolution and at a lower frame rate. The last game on our list is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which was ported to the Switch. This game is crazy because it's a Wii U game that Nintendo ported to the Switch without adding Deluxe to the title. DKC Tropical Freeze is famous for 2 things, being super good and being super hard. Nintendo must have seen this, because in the new game, there's a mode where you can play as Funky Kong. Because he's such a bad, the mode becomes easy mode. Now, he has a surfboard so he can jump on spikes, and he has an extra hit point. This makes it easier for noobs. That's really the only addition though. There's no new bonus games or any other goodies for you. But it's still a good port. Now, I finally finished telling you about the Donkey Kong Country ports. So if you don't mind me, I'm gonna go play some Donkey Kong. Finally, I can play Donkey Kong on the go!